Okay, 8.4, we're going to touch on the TVM solver. So this is a part of technology, and you can have a TVM solver either online or on a graphing calculator. Technology. I'm going to cover the online calculator. You can find different ones if you just Google TVM solver, and there are so many different varieties of them, and some get more complex and some get like less complex and just very, very basic. So I'm going to just stick with the basic one because I'm just going to stick to what the scope of this course covers. So in actual like school, or maybe you have a graphing calculator, you'll be able to use your TVM solver on there using the exact same process. The only thing that's going to be different is maybe like the letters that we're going to sub into. Okay, so here's steps to solve the TVM solver. So here are the instructions. First, we're going to focus on future value. Okay, so this is basically a amount, whereas sometimes we'll have the principal, right? The current value. Okay, so to access the TVM solver, visit this site. I found this one. This is like the most straightforward one, easiest to use. Okay, so when we take a look at different questions, we are going to input these values. P is going to be the present value, or is the principal. Okay, F is the future value. Okay, and this one, for the scope of the first couple questions, I believe 3 questions, we're going to actually solve for this. Okay, I is the annual interest rate. This is important. This is annual interest rate because afterwards, 2 steps down, we're actually going to put the number of compounding periods per year. Okay, so in annual interest rate, this is also a percentage, not a decimal. So exactly how you see it as a percentage, that's what we're going to actually use. Okay, and then N is the number of years. Okay, so whenever we have all of the information except for one piece, what we're going to do is we're going to leave that piece blank. So for future value of an investment, we're going to leave the F section blank because we want to solve for F. Okay, so let's actually take a look at a question. Okay, Taylor invested $2,000 at 8% per year. So the present value, we don't know. No, the present value is 2,000. Sorry, that's like the principal. Okay, 8% a year. For the I, we're actually going to put an 8 in. Okay, what will the investment be worth after 3 years? Okay, and it's compounded quarterly, so periods per year is 4. We don't know the F, so we're going to actually leave that blank. So here's the TVM solver. This is like at the top of the website. And if we just want to scroll down a little bit, we're going to be able to sub these values in. So the P is going to be 2,000. We don't know the future value, so actually leave that blank. Interest rate is 8, number of years is 3, compounded 4 times per year. When we click on the F, it's going to give us the answer. So using the TVM solver, we know, therefore, the future value is 25, 36, 48. 25, 36, 48. And that's what it will be worth after 3 years. Let's do another example. Alright, so Lacey invested $2,500 at 5.25% per year. So the principal amount is $2,500 and the interest rate is 5.25. Again, when we use a TVM solver, we do not convert that into a decimal. Okay, this is compounded monthly, so there's 12 periods per year. What will the investment be worth after 20 years? Okay, so we just go down to present value, 2,500. Next, we leave that one blank, 5.25, number of years is 20, 12 times per year. We can click on the F, and we will get our answer, 71, 27, 79. Okay, 71, 27, 79. Therefore, it will be worth this much money. And that's it. Okay, so here's some instructions for future investment. We're going to do the exact same thing, but this time when we are looking at the P, we want to leave the P section blank because we don't know the principal. We don't know how much we have to invest today in order to grow to F. And F is the value that you want your investment to grow to in the future. So this is the future amount. Okay, so let's do example 1. An investment will be worth $8,500 in 4 years. So in the future, it's going to be worth $8,500 4 years. The interest rate is 5% a year, again not a decimal in the TVM solver, and this is compounded semi-annually. So what is the present value or the principal amount of this investment? So in the TVM solver, leave the present value empty, future amount 8,500, 5% interest, 4 years, and twice a year. Okay, now if you click in the box, nothing's going to happen. You have to click on the P. So the present amount, how much you have to invest is $69.7635. Therefore, you must invest $69.7635. $69.7635. Or we can say, $, or we can say the present value, and that equals the present value. All right, an investment will be worth $8,500 in 4 years. So if the interest rate is 5% per year, compounded monthly, what is the present value of this investment? So compounded monthly, that's 12 times a year. We're looking at 4 years, that n equals 4. The interest rate, very easy to see, it has a percentage sign on it, is 5. Okay, the investment will be worth, will be, that's in the future. Okay, future tense. We don't know what the principal is. So let's go ahead and delete the principal, override this 8,500, 5, 4, and 12. Okay, let's click on the P, 6962.1. Therefore, present value equals 6962.10. Let's just double check. Yes. So the only thing that was different between this question here and the previous question was the previous question was semi-annually and this one was monthly. So we took a look at the exact same data, but instead of 12 periods, we take a look at 2 periods. So again, if we wanted to overwrite this and put 2 periods, this is from before, the previous example 1, 6976. So when we're comparing these, and the question doesn't ask you to compare, but let's actually compare them. So this is versus, and I'm going to do the present value of 6976.35. Well, if you're only compounding twice per year, we actually have to invest more than if we compound 12 times a year. So we can say, therefore, and we can just come to a conclusion, we must invest more. And we have to invest more because it's not going to make as much money. So we have to close that gap between what we invested and that 8,500. So we must invest more if we have less compounding periods. Okay? And that's just an observation that we can make. Okay, now an investment will be worth $12,300 in 9 years. So the future in 9 years, $12,300, number of years is 9. If the interest rate is 3.25, compounded quarterly, so that's 4 times a year, what is the present value of the investment? So, leave present value blank. Future value is going to grow to $12,300. 3.25%, 9, and 4. Okay, let's click present value. So we can simply say, therefore, you have to invest $91.91.52, or therefore, the present value is $91.91, I think it was 52. Okay, so this individual has to invest $91.91.52 in order to have $12,300 in 9 years.